Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Greyhound Printing.
I'm Dave Phillips. I'll call the play of today's game. Alongside, well, you recognize him in both cities. He started as a player, setting NASL records for appearances with the Dallas Tornado, and of course for 7 years, the extremely successful coach of the Wichita Wings, now that team's president. Roy Turner is alongside. Roy, the Wings and Dallas standings, we're getting toward the end of the season. What does this game mean for both teams?
Well, Dallas, it doesn't mean as much as it does for the Wichita Wings. And if we see the standings on the screen right now, you're just going to see how important it is as playoffs are coming up as to everybody jockeying for position to try and get that home field advantage. The higher you finish, the more advantage you're going to get come playoff time. So this is just a major game for both clubs in regard to that goal.
Dallas talking about clinching the Western Division Championship, but with a favorable run of results today, the Wings could be a game and a half out of first place.
You know, the big thing you got to look for in the standings is how many games these teams have played. We've still got 2 more games more to play over Baltimore. What I'm saying is we've only played 39 games, Baltimore 41. Kansas City have only played 40 games, so we've got 1 more game than them to play. We can still do it, and we've got to play both those teams above us 1 more game, but that means nothing unless we can beat Dallas today, who have got the best record in the league at 25-15. I don't see them getting caught, Dave, but I'm going to say what I said a little bit earlier. Watch that number 3 team, San Diego. Something's made them mad, something's made them angry, and while they might not win it, they're going to be a team that has to be beaten in that Eastern Division, in the Western Division rather, for somebody to go forward.
All right, let's talk about the Wings. Which team will show up? If it's the team that played Cleveland Thursday, although they took them to overtime on sheer talent, the Wings are more talented than anyone in the league. It could be a long night, but if they show up like Saturday when they beat St. Louis, it could be a long night for Dallas.
And you're not going to know until about the first quarter's over exactly which team's going to show up, A or B team. If it's the A team, we can compete and beat anybody in this league. If it's the B team, it's going to be a long 60 minutes. And with playing last night, everybody's going to be waiting until we see exactly what happens when the game starts as to which team's shown up.
You saw on the screen, it's been wild and exciting the last 3 times these teams have played. Stay tuned, the kickoff is coming up next. This is MISL Soccer.
Okay, Dave.
Welcome to Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. I'm Dave Phillips along with Roy Turner. I can't hear any commands from a director or a producer. We need to get that taken care of right away. But in the meantime, Roy, I guess you can hear me.
I can hear you fine, Dave,
okay.
Just because you're sitting next to me.
I can't hear you, but we'll try to get through this. Dale Irvine, Michael Fox, Goran Hunyak up front for the Wichita Wings. As the Wings dump it into the Dallas end, Joe Papaleo, the Dallas goalkeeper, takes it and fires it back. We'll set the players, and that's the one to watch for Dallas. Tattoo, number 9. Greg Willen takes it away. Tattoo and Willen fight. Tattoo comes out with it. He's taken down. Tripped by Greg Willen. Foul against Willen in the Wichita picked him up 2 years ago. Irvine shot, score on the pass from Marrera, and his second here in Wichita, as we said, to Irvine, 4th-year player. The Wings go on top 1-0.
Great little ball from Chico Mera, tucked it in, and Dale Irvine's proven a point up front. He's holding defenders off him, and that time he held off Doc Lawson, as you're going to see right now. What's the little ball from Chico Mera? He threads the needle through the white shirt, right into Dale Irvine, who turns Lawson, puts it through his legs and into the far corner. A great goal for Wichita, not just because of the score, but because of the timing in the game, because Dallas has kind of taken an awful lot of offense at the Wichita defense. They withstood the pressure, then came back themselves to get Dale on the score sheet from a fine assist from Chico Marrera.
35th goal of the year for Irvine. Time of the goal, 12:05. Moreland will send it right back to midfield. Terry Rowe comes into Kevin Smith, takes it away at the Dallas red line. Tries to bang it off the board. Smith reads it well. Rowe will go back to Chapman. And he can't control it. It's over the glass and belongs to Dallas. Roy, the point you were making about Irvine, it's so nice to have a forward
With his offensive thrust as he went down the field that time.
You know, for Tattoo, his rehabilitation after the knee took a year, and a lot of people watching him last year thought
that was real major surgery, though, Dave. I mean, he had the cruciate ligaments, and, you know, just to play again is something special, but to play at the standard that Tattoo's playing right now is absolutely remarkable.
He seems to have recovered pretty well this season. He fights with Willen in the left corner of the penalty area. Fox intercepts, gets by Kinsey. Mike Fox to Chapman at midfield. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Wings dumping into the Dallas end. Papaleo with an easy catch. Will throw it back to his defender, Mike Powers.
Chapman was punting that ball the length of the field, mainly just so he could get off and somebody on, so we could get regrouped. And that's just what they did to set up this offensive thrust. Greg Willen.
Back to Terry Rowe with 20 seconds left to go in the half. Powers back to midfield. Greg Willen. Willen tied up on the boards, double team, tries to get it through. Chenapu has it. Dallas ball at the red line. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Beto to Smith, leaves it for Chenapu, blocked by Moreland into the crowd. 3 seconds to go. Dallas will get a restart.
And I guarantee you they'll pull the keeper, and Smith is going to go and put the jersey on right now. There's only 3 seconds to go on the clock. They've got a ball coming in from the sideline, so by the time the Wichita Wings clear it, if they do clear it, then the ball hasn't got time to reach the other end anyway. So here we go, 6th attacker, 3 seconds to go in the half. Smith is the designated goalkeeper for the Sidekicks. He's the one going to be over the ball, Dave.
Do they go to tattoo right here?
They're just looking for one person to get a shot off and looking for something good to happen in front of the goal, rebounds or anything else. But I don't think they're going to be able to find tattoo, but let's wait and see.
Smith stands over the ball. He'll leave it for Chenapu. Vanderbeck blocks it. Powers gets a shot. The Wings block it again. And at the end of the first half, the Wings have successfully completed their mission of the first half, and that is to take a lead into the locker room. Wings 1, Dallas nothing. At the half, I'm Dave Phillips along with Roy Turner. Down on the field, we're joined by the head coach of the Wichita Wings, Terry Nickel, who brings his team in after beating St. Louis last night. The final score was 3-2. The Wings had lost on Thursday 7-6 in overtime. One of the things that Terry Nickel had stressed going in was defense. It worked last night. And as we swing it down to Terry and visit with him right now, I guess that's the question to ask you. The defense has obviously worked in the first half against Dallas, but boy, it sure looks like it's hard work for those guys.
Yes, it is. Solid defense is never an easy street. It means a lot of covering, a lot of extra work, and we've done it very nicely in the first half. If we stop that at all, then Dallas will punish us. So we must maintain at least the same kind of intensity, at least the same kind of one-on-one abilities that we've shown in the first half.
And Terry, I guess that you don't have any chance to let up against a team like Dallas, do you?
No, you don't, and we don't have a chance to let up with even 6 seconds to go, because they've punished us with that amount of time left. So it's going to be a long road, but all I'm saying is take one shift at a time. Make sure that you do that job one shift. If you take that shift and make sure that you don't make mistakes, that you're up stopping them, making life difficult for them, then we'll take 1 quarter at a time, and then if you take each shift at a time, and then we'll finish out strong. I'm going to use I've been using a 3 rotation with Chico Moreri and Fairbrother slotting in, and I think we're trying to save our legs as much as possible.
Terry, let me ask you one more question. We'll let you go. We saw a lot of Chico Borja early, not so much toward the end of the half. Is he hurt?
He's not 100%. He's got very sore ankles, and he damaged. He's got a sore wrist, and he fell on that and crunched it against the boards, and he's not feeling very well, the lad, but he wants to play, and you'll see him in the second half unless I get a very negative report now.
All right, Terry, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's Wings head coach Terry Nickel. Score at halftime, Wichita 1 and the Dallas Sidekicks nothing. And Roy and I will return to Dallas after this timeout. This is MISL. Man in the middle is Gordon Jago. You two guys getting along, Gordon?
Oh, yes. We're old buddies, so, you know, we know the only place the battle is out there on the field. And I'm not very happy at the moment because you're 1 up, but never mind.
What's happened? Did the Wings just get lucky in the first half?
No, it's been a good game, and it was an excellent goal. And it's been a tight game. Neither defense has given much away. And whoever took their opportunity, you know, it's that tight. But we've got another long half yet to go.
We've seen two brilliant games in Dallas. You've won both in overtime. 25,000 fans have seen them. I guess when the crowd's that big and that enthusiastic, it's okay for the home team to sneak one once in a while. But they've gotten good value for their money when Wichita's played Dallas. And I'm sure you've been pleased with the game so far between these teams.
Oh, excellent games. And, you know, I think the last one was televised back to Wichita. But I know afterwards a lot of people here said, hey, this would make a hell of a good final series. So, you know, we'll take that. And I don't think Roy will disagree.
Roy, your old friend, I'll pass the microphone to Mr. Turner and let you ask Mr. Jago a question.
Yeah, many of the viewers both in Dallas and in Wichita must be wondering how the heck do they get this tradition going of establishing the kind of blue-collar ethics and everything else that his team should have. And Gordon's the man who's right behind this franchise, and I want to ask him on camera, Gordon, how do you do it so that all the other coaches listening and everything else and on the dishes can try and pick your brain and say, how do you establish and keep going the tremendous record that you've been able to put together in the last 3 or 4 years?
Well, it all goes back really, Roy, to the first year. You know, in our first year of franchise, we had a very, you know, we were very much amateurs, all of us, and we struggled, and we only won 12 out of, 12 and 36. But we knew we weren't good, but we said, hey, we'll work hard, right? And this was a policy that the owner of the club then, Don Carter of the NBA team, the Mavericks, that was his attitude. If you work, you're there. If you're not work, there's the door. So we kind of started that off. And we've carried it on. And then, you know, the second year in particular, we had Victor Moreland here, we had David Stride, we had Kasky and Tattoo, and they set tremendous work ethic. And, you know, as Roy said, why is it carried on? It's carried on, never mind the coaches, never mind the fact that I or now Billy, the players won't let anybody. If we signed another player from your club or from any club, and he walks in here, if he doesn't work out there in the game, never mind what the coaches say, the players will sort him out. Or they're looking at you as the coach and they're saying, hey, what about this fella? He's not working. I mean, seriously, we have let people go, good players, who didn't conform to that work attitude. You know, we know that, you know, there's ability, but you've got to have a work ethic. And that's what we've got here. And that's why I think we're always a difficult team to beat. And that's why we are where we are. So it's a tradition we've built, and the players, let alone the coaches, won't let anybody coming in not conform.
We'll be back with more halftime coming up. 1-0 Wichita. This is MISL Soccer.